Welcome to the Build to Scale podcast, a podcast dedicated to B2B company founders who want to grow and scale their revenue. I'm your host, Reem Benshar. You can find me on social media, especially on LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. On this podcast, we dive into growth marketing strategies that actually work. No fluff, just real actionable insights to help you scale your business and drive results. Built to Scale is sponsored by Partner Propel, the risk-free way to drive growth revenue profitability for B2B companies. Tired of expensive agencies that overpromise and underdeliver? At Partner Propel, we handle your marketing and sales strategies, but here's the twist. We profit on a revenue share model. We only succeed when you do. Our mission is simple: bring in leads that convert, boost your sales, and scale your business without the upfront risk. Want to see how it works? We'll create a complimentary 12-month growth plan to help you hit your revenue goals. Visit partnerpropel.com to get started. Today, we have a special guest joining us, Robert Armstrong, CEO at Appstem. Robert, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Same here. So tell me more about your role at Appstem. What do you guys do, and how does your journey look like coming into the role of CEO?
Yeah, so it's been a long journey. So we'll be celebrating 15 years in business here in March. So it's very exciting for us. But in short, Appstem is a digital product agency. So we partner with our clients, and our clients are everything from large enterprises to early stage startups and kind of everything in between. And it really kind of spans different industries and phase of company and size of company. But in short, we come in to help them with their digital products. And it can be anything from custom software products, web applications, mobile applications. AI is very popular. It really kind of runs the gamut of digital products across the spectrum.
Cool. So you're a veteran. It's been longer than the average company tenure.
It has been a long journey. And certainly we've seen a lot of kind of the interesting thing, that a lot of trends that kind of come and go over that. I remember in the early days with mobile applications, there was a big focus on social and kind of these marketplaces like you see with Airbnb and Uber and these different kind of community marketplaces, and geolocation was very popular. And so you kind of see these kind of trends come and go. Some of them stay, but Web 3.0 with blockchain was very popular a couple years ago. And now obviously AI is all the rage. And so as we kind of, follow these trends, we work with our clients to provide advice and guidance and strategies of whether these make sense for their businesses or not. And in some cases they do, in some cases they don't, but we're kind of their trusted technology partner to kind of help vet those and look into that stuff.
Great. What is the range of services that you provide at
Great question. So we do a lot of strategy work. So we'll work with our clients on everything from strategy, discovery, technology recommendations, requirements gathering, but really kind of working with them. They have a problem or they're looking to partner with us to have software or technology kind of solve that problem. And so we'll kind of work with them on looking at that and how we can best do that from a technology perspective. So strategy is a big piece of it. We have a design practice, so all the UI, UX design, obviously the software development. So we'll do full stack software development, front end, back end, integrations. A big piece of us now that we've been doing this for a while is going in and doing kind of modernizations, and in some cases revamping or kind of replatforming. So that's a big thing that we've seen that's been pretty popular. For example, we worked with the National Association of Realtors. They had a mobile application they tried years ago. It wasn't doing very well. It was kind of outdated. It was not stable. There was problems. And so we kind of helped them replatform to a new technology framework. We use React Native in this case. And so we'll work with them on all of that. And then we'll do a lot of ongoing maintenance and support. So once these software products are out in the wild and need new features, new enhancements, issues pop up, new integrations, we'll work with them to kind of support and maintain those software products as they're out in the wild.
Cool. Thanks for telling us more about what you guys do at Appstem. Are there some different types of ideal client profiles that you tend to work with?
Certainly. There's certainly some verticals or some industries that we have a lot of experience in that are pretty good fits for us, just based off of our experience in some of the work we've done over the years. Healthcare is a very strong vertical, creating mobile applications for patients that integrate with electronic health records like Epic or Cerner and things like this. And so we certainly have a lot of experience in the healthcare industry. Since the pandemic, we've been doing so, I guess, the last 4 or 5 years now. We've been doing a lot of work in the hospitality space, specifically restaurant and QSRs, as restaurants and different hospitality companies we're kind of thrown into the pandemic, and we're kind of forced to adopt digital products like mobile applications and web applications and e-commerce. We've worked with a lot of the large restaurant groups to help them create those. And so another big vertical is health, wellness, and fitness. And so one of our biggest clients runs a number of gyms across the country. And so we certainly have some strong vertical expertise that we can bring our expertise and our experience to the table to really kind of help drive digital adoption and change.
Great. Well, thank you for sharing. Within your role today, and especially with the years and years of experience that you have, what are some big trends you're seeing in your space that are worth noting, especially going into 2025?
Well, certainly the biggest trend that everyone's talking about is AI. And certainly we've been working with AI for a number of years now, but with the release of ChatGPT and OpenAI was that about a year and a half ago, really kind of brought it to the forefront and really made AI popular. So a lot of large enterprises and startups you see are adopting AI, even with their SaaS applications and bringing this in. And certainly we're seeing the same. And so kind of like what I said, as part of our strategy work, a lot of our clients are coming to us and saying, hey, we have all this data. How can we use this and adopt AI with the data sets we have or all the customer information we have? And so really kind of working with them to start making sense with all this stuff and start using it to drive AI in different models. And so it's certainly been very popular. This was a few years ago, but we did a pretty exciting mobile application, as I mentioned, in the fitness space around creating smart workouts for college athletes. So college athletes could use this program. They would enter their goals of what they're looking to do to get faster, get stronger, whatever that might be. And based on that, we would go through, we'd give them different workouts. They would log those workouts. We would track them. And based on the results and this AI model that we built, in partnership with our client, we're able to build these really smart AI-driven fitness workout routines in effort to meet those goals. And so AI is going to change everything, whether it's fitness or technology, whatever it may be. And so it's really kind of working with our clients to see how we can use AI and what's out there and what they have to really kind of drive that change. But for Appstem internally, we're using AI. We've been using AI for a few years now to be more efficient during our software development. So as our clients hire us, we want to make sure that they're getting the value, they're getting the velocity, the speed, the quality, and everything that they're looking for in a trusted software development company. So we use things like Microsoft Copilot to be more efficient and to be faster, and to really kind of drive results and change for our clients.
And I love what you're mentioning, because we talk to a lot of different founders and startup CEOs who are even larger, more established companies that are really still trying to figure out how to add value through AI. But you're really talking about it in a way where you're listening to what your clients want and perhaps needs, and you're helping them build something around it to provide a solution and value for them. So I think that's interesting, because I feel like in general, when we think of AI, everyone is kind of jumping on the AI train and trying to, add AI features and functionalities. Does it make sense? Who knows? But we're still adding it. But you're looking at it from a way that is a little bit more maybe pragmatic and really value driven, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, well, definitely. And I'll be honest, we've had conversations with some of our clients that really aren't ready for that. They have a bunch of data, but a lot of it's siloed. And so working with them to get data to the cloud or get data aggregated and really where it's working together, so you can build these models to be able to pull out different trends and statistics and things like this. And so a lot of it is kind of, especially large enterprises that have been around for a while, a lot of it's kind of cleaning that up, getting a single source of truth, and really working with them to get kind of their back of house in order to be able to really use this in a smart way. And so it's sometimes it's a bit of work.
I was gonna say that was gonna be my next question. Are there any challenges in doing this with enterprise companies? Because I've worked for some, and you're just talking about it, and it gives me a little bit of anxiety.
Certainly. I mean, because they see the ease of some of these more modern tools and different AI SaaS applications are coming out. But again, I'll go to ChatGPT, because that really has been very popular and widely used for both consumers and large enterprises. But they see that functionality and they want that. And so I remember clients specifically came to us and said, we want to be able to have a ChatGPT style where we can go. And so in looking at where we're going to pull that data, there was a lot of work on the back end to be able to do that. And so we need to work with them to get that ready, to be able to pull out the data and really kind of build those models for them.
For a fact, it's a big challenge dealing with this amount of data maybe located in different places and having to, merge everything and identify one source of truth. I'm sure it's not it's a lot of work for you guys, but
certainly. And a lot of it, like you said, is sometimes siloed and not really talking together. So we'll have to work with them on that.
Do you feel like there's any opportunities, either when it comes to AI or something else, other trends that you're seeing, at least in your field, any emerging opportunities or trends you feel are going to be big, and something not to ignore for the next months to come?
I think, candidly, we're probably doing more of this work right now than we are doing AI work, is both because of the work we're doing in the healthcare, fitness space, hospitality, and restaurant space. Touchscreen kiosks have been very big for us and continue to be a large trend for us of being able to do self-service things, whether you're going into a hospital and need to find out what room you need to get to, these large healthcare systems. How do I get there? So maybe having self-service kiosks. In the restaurant space, you see different touchscreen ordering menus and having all of these options. We worked with one of our fitness clients in a gym, and so they have touchscreen kiosks where it's all self-service. You don't need to work with a gym salesperson. You can go sign up for the gym, your whole family, all the payment methods, all of that's done. And now we're working with that same client to be able to do access points. So now we could provide, based on your membership, we could provide a PIN, and now you can have access to the basketball court, to the pool. And so there's a lot of things that you can do as there's talent shortages or increase in labor, especially out here we see in California in the restaurant space. And so there's a lot of things that we can do to work with our clients to help put in self-service things like touchscreen kiosks. And then the other thing that we see that's pretty popular that we're working on right now is voice. And so whether you're using voice inputs for a mobile application or a SaaS application, but that's another big trend that we're seeing that is being heavily adopted that we're currently working on with our clients.
I like the idea of the kiosk because the touch screen kiosk, we've seen it, right? Like I'm thinking McDonald's has had that for quite a few years, but I want to bring in another perspective, which is, again, AI. We're hearing a lot about AI taking away jobs, right? But when we think about it, and again, I don't want to look at it from a pessimistic way of taking away jobs. I think it's more, filling the labor shortage, which is very real in the US and really exists. But that's almost like a bit of something I can put in parallel with AI, right? You're helping, bridge a gap that exists right now through another type of technology like this one. So I do think this is exciting and, in a way, complementary to what AI is doing as we're speaking.
I agree. A lot of this stuff is just making things more efficient. And whether you're ordering at a McDonald's on a mobile phone or a web application or on DoorDash or touchscreen kiosk, it's just providing a better user experience for their consumers. And they're going to go to those places where ordering is easy, delivery is easy, pickup's easy. And so consumers will always look for convenience and value. And so if you're able to provide that, then that's going to be a competitive advantage for you.
For sure. And out of curiosity, I know you mentioned that, when COVID happened, I'm sure things boomed on your end just because of the nature of the work that you do. Have you experienced just massive growth at that point? And has it changed since then? How has it been from your perspective?
Yeah, certainly the consulting industry, digital product agencies like Appstem, out of the pandemic in the following years was a huge boom. The problem is, and this is kind of where that strategy and consulting phase comes in for us, is a lot of different industries and a lot of companies kind of scrambled and built things too quickly without vetting it, or built things that weren't the highest quality. And so there was kind of this fallout where, particularly in the tech industry over the last year or so, and things slowed down in 2023 and in 2024 because there was overhiring or overbuilding or building things too rapidly, whatever that is. And so there was kind of this leveling off. And so really it's working with our clients at this space to, like what you said earlier, is making sure we're building the right thing, making sure that we're solving a real problem and that this is going to be what our customers are looking for, what our employees are looking for, whatever that might be. And so you really need to be more purpose built at this phase versus just, building shiny objects or trying to play keep up or catch up, whatever that might be. And so that's really where we'll work with our clients, is making sure that during that discovery phase or that strategy phase, that we're really able to build the right product correctly the first time.
Yeah, and I think that's a great lesson for any company founder or C-level executive who really wants to make sure that they're building a company that is sustainable. It's really listening to what your clients actually need and providing real value and purpose based on that. And I think this is something that sounds obvious, but when we look at it practically, it doesn't happen as much out there as it should.
I would agree. I would certainly agree with that.
And before we wrap up, do you have any big priorities, goals for Appstem for maybe the years to come?
Yeah, I think our focus right now is kind of the early of the year. So we're going through all of our planning. I mean, certainly there are a number of different events and trade shows. I think the big thing that's kind of occupying my mind space right now is kind of being in this space. We're launching our new website with new case studies and new services and things like that. And so that's a big focus for us as we're trying to get that live. Our own website always takes a backseat to our client work, but that's something that we're excited to kind of get more case studies and customer success stories out there and kind of show some of the newer work that we've been working on that kind of bridges everything we've been talking about voice and AI, touchscreen kiosk, and a lot of these things we're getting out there and hope to get live here in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, great. Well, thank you so much for being a guest on the podcast. If anybody wants to learn more about what you do at Appstem, wants to get more information, what is the best way to find you?
You check us out at appstem.com and reach out.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining today. To anybody who's listening, make sure that you're subscribing and giving us a review if you enjoyed this episode, and make sure to share it with anybody else who may need to hear it. And one more time, if you are interested in bringing in leads that convert, boost your sales, and scale your business without the upfront risk, head over to partnerpropel.com and get your free custom 12-month growth plan. Thanks again, Robert. It was a pleasure. And thank you everyone for listening.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.